Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Michelle. Thank you so much for coming by to hang out with me today. So today's video is going to be a tag video. Emily Noel here on YouTube. I'm sure most of you probably know who she is if you watch beauty videos. She is like the OG of the beauty community. Lovely person, has a wonderful channel. But anyway, she did a tag video where I think it's called like what's in your Sephora basket, and you're supposed to build up a Sephora cart worth $1,000 and then share what's in your basket. So in her description box of her video, it says, if money was no object, what would you throw in your Sephora dream cart? And is there anything that you'd actually buy in the end? So that's what this video is going to be. It's going to be building up my dream cart at Sephora. I think mine is a little bit over 1,000, but not by much. So I am going to link Emily's video down below so you can go check her out as well. I've also seen Britt Clark do this video, so I will link her as well. She actually did hers during a live. If you do like my content while you're watching, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Doesn't cost nothing. Hit the button, hit the little notification bell next to it. That way you're notified of all my future uploads. And let's get started. So I have 21 things in my cart, and it equals $1,033. And again, this is just for fun. This is not stuff that I'm going to go out and buy. It's if I had like an unlimited amount of money and, you know, money was no object, like what would I be buying? Okay, so the first thing that I have in my cart there, as you can see, is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. This is something that I actually already own, and I have like 2 pumps left in this bottle. I've had this foundation for probably 2 years. Like, the quality is still good on it. I really like it as a mixer because it's very matte, so I like to mix it in with something that's a little bit more natural, something maybe that's a little bit more radiant, and it just makes my makeup last longer, so I really do like that one, and, you know, probably am going to repurchase that one. The next product is the Dior Backstage Glow Face Palette. I've heard so many people rave about these Dior highlighting palettes, and I do have a Dior highlighter that's not like this, it's like a single that I am infatuated with, so I would definitely be adding this. $45. Okay, next up is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contour Wand in the shade Fair Medium. This is something that I have wanted for a very, very long time. I know I don't need it, and it's one of those products where, like, there's certain things that I want, but I know I don't need, and I don't end up pulling the trigger unless I maybe see somebody using it and they're raving about it, and then I'll finally buy it. Or if I have a little bit of extra disposable money to spend on it, which is not very often. So I have wanted it for a long time, but for right now, it's just going to chill in my little fantasy cart. Okay, next down on here is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Setting Powder in the shade Fair. This is another product from Charlotte Tilbury that I've wanted for a very long time. I actually just recently bought the Airbrush Bronzer. Not really sure why I chose to take the plunge and buy that product over this, because I've wanted this for a lot longer. But I did, and the bronzer was more expensive, so I don't know, I don't get the logic there. But I've heard so many people rave about this setting powder. I've also heard the opposite. I've also heard a lot of people say that it's just not worth the price tag, so I don't know, I want to find out for myself. Okay, next up is the Fenty Beauty Sun Stalker Instant Warmth Bronzer. Can't talk today. Alright, next up on here is the Fenty Beauty Sun Stalker Instant Warmth Bronzer in the shade Into Sun. I don't know if Into Sun would be like a good color for me or not. Let's see. Shady Biz might be the better option. Shady Biz looks a little bit warmer, and I really don't like a really orangey toned bronzer. So yeah, I think I would go with Into Sun. It's a bronzer that I've wanted to try for quite a while now, and again, it's just one of those things where I've wanted it, but I haven't quite wanted it enough. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on that product as well. A lot of people say that they really enjoy it, but then you have those people that are like, oh, it's not worth it, it's just not very good, it's patchy. So I just haven't taken the plunge yet, and I'm still not ready to take the plunge. Next up on here, thanks to Teresa from Teresa's Dead, is the Tom Ford Gloss Luxe Lip Gloss. I can't remember what shade she was raving about, but the one that I liked is Ravish. It's a light pinky nude with pearl. Oh, they got a bunch of them. I didn't see all these. $55 for a lip gloss. I think Tom Ford has cracked his head. So something I just realized that kind of bugs me a little bit. If you're looking at these swatches, of these lip glosses on different skin tones. They are photoshopped. So look at that one. And then this one. They're photoshopped on there. They're not even actual swatches. What the hell? You've got to be kidding me. I just don't feel like that's very helpful for anybody. But anyway, I really do like the way that these look. And hearing Teresa talk about them is like, I mean, now I want one. Not going to buy it because it's $55, but if I had disposable income, I would. And I think I would go with Ravish. I just think that it's a really beautiful, it would be a really beautiful nude color on me, on my skin tone. Alright, what's up? What's next? Next is the Guerlain Terracotta Sun Kiss Natural Finish Bronzing Powder in the shade Natural. I've heard a lot of people rave about Guerlain's bronzers, so that's purely the only reason why I want one. That, and because it's bougie, and, you know, I like to be bougie sometimes. Let's see if they've got swatches up here. Nope. That's helpful. Why don't... I mean, Guerlain has money. Like, why can't you get swatches? Anyway, it's not something that I'm going to buy. It's a $54 bronzer. I have the Charlotte Tilbury one, which costs $1 more than that. And I just don't need it. It's brown powder. I have plenty of brown powder. And it's nice to look at in my little fantasy cart, though. So, that's where it's going to live. Next up is the Hourglass Scattered Light Glitter Eyeshadow. I've heard... Who have I heard raving about this? Samantha Ravndahl, I believe. I believe she raved about this so much so, in fact, that it kind of almost convinced me to buy one. Almost. They are $30 for one little eyeshadow. I mean, I'm crazy, but I'm not that crazy. Just, sorry, Sam, but just saying. So, it's going to live in my little, you know, my little cart here. It's not something that I'm actually going to buy, but I do like that shade, that Vivid Olive. It just would suit me and my taste so well. I like green eyeshadow, as you can tell. And it looks beautiful. And she goes on and on about how stunning and reflective and beautiful these are. Next up is the Artist Couture Diamond Glow Powder in Cocoa Bling. It's a highlighter. I do have their mini version of, what is it, Illuminati? Yes, I have their mini version of Illuminati. And it is absolutely stunning. Stunning. So stunning that I've thought about picking up a full-size version. I haven't because I already have an entire drawer full of highlighters I really don't need anymore right now. Like that ever stops me. But I just haven't pulled the trigger with this particular one. But if I was going to buy one, I'm pretty sure I would go with Cocoa Bling. Okay, anyway, moving down the list here is the Olaplex Hair Perfector number 3. And this is a big-ass bottle of it, so it's $56. Now, if you're not somebody that's ever tried Olaplex number 3 before and you've been like curious, does it work? Is it bullshit? I actually used it when I was bleaching my hair because my hair was so brittle. It was like breaking off left and right. It was awful. So I really enjoyed it. I thought that it really did help make my hair stronger, healthier. I feel like I didn't get as much breakage when I was using it. And I didn't use it all the time. I only used it maybe like once or twice a week or something like that. So, I really liked it, but it's not something that I'm going to go out of my way to repurchase because it is just redonkulously expensive. Okay, moving down the line here is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer in the shade Nude Bronze Light. So, I have a bronzer right now that is in my, what is it, the Ambient Lighting Edit Volume 4, whatever the hell it's called. And that palette has been discontinued because they like to hurt people's feelings. And you can't buy that bronzer as a single, I've looked. I think it's called Filtered Bronze Light, something like that. I can't find it. But it has the most beautiful, like, red kind of undertone without looking too warm, without looking, like, orangey. And I love that kind of bronzer. I think that it really suits my skin tone. So I can't find that one, but boy am I looking for something similar. So if I had disposable income and I could just buy whatever the hell I wanted, I would just start buying, you know, Hourglass bronzers and just testing them out and seeing what I think. I don't have a Sephora nearby, so I can't go in and swatch anything. I just have to buy it and hope for the best. Doesn't always work out for me. So the one I picked here was Nude Bronze Light. I mean, you just can't really tell a whole lot from these pictures. Moving down the line, the Dior Air Flash Spray Foundation. This is something that has really fantastic reviews. Anybody that I've ever heard talk about this on their YouTube channel has just raved about it. So I have put it in my cart numerous times before and almost bought it. And then every time something just don't. Like, girl, you got 80 foundations. You don't need it. So I just never did. But I definitely would. I definitely would take the plunge if I had, you know, endless amounts of money. Sounds so lovely. Okay, next up on here is the Tatcha the Water Cream. I really like this moisturizer. Somebody like me that has really oily skin, this is a moisturizer that isn't overly like emollient, overly like heavy cream. It's got more of a watery consistency, hence the name, the water cream. So I really do enjoy it. I feel like it moisturizes very nicely without being overly heavy. It's just too damn expensive. I'm not gonna spend $68 on a moisturizer. I spent 30 some on my Belief moisturizer, and that about made me gag. So I'm not gonna ever do that. But it's nice to dream, right? Okay, next up on here is the Viktor and Rolf Bonbon. Oh my god, I love this scent so much. It smells so good. If I could take a bath in this perfume, I would. It's got like this orangey, vanilla, baby powder. I don't even know how to explain it, but it just smells so feminine, so fresh, so... I don't know, but it's lovely, and I would definitely buy a big-ass bottle of it if I could. Alright, so next up on the list is the Milk Makeup Blur and Set Matte Loose Setting Powder. I have this on my list because I have wanted it for probably like 2 or 3 years now, and I don't know why I never bought it. I mean, I have a decent amount of setting powders in my drawer, but not as much as I do like eyeshadows or concealers or whatever, so I don't know why I just never bought this one. I want it, but not bad enough to go out and drop $30 on it right now. Okay, so next up on my list is the Fenty Beauty Slip Shine Sheer Shiny Lipstick. I watched Kate the Great. I think she did a live. Did she do a live? I can't remember if it was a live or not, now that I'm thinking about it. But I watched her do a video on these, and she bought 5 of them, and they all looked absolutely gorgeous on her. So I'm highly considering grabbing at least one. I had 2 in my cart before I even started this video. So the ones I had in my cart were Tang Thang, which is like a beautiful, vibrant red orange. And the second one I had in my cart, where is it? Was Cookies and Cocoa. This is one that Kate really said she enjoyed, and I thought it looked so flattering on her. And she and I have a similar skin tone. I mean, kind of. Not really, but we're both very fair. So I thought that this was something that would be flattering on me as well. They just look gorgeous. They look beautiful. Okay, next up in here is the Natasha Denona Metropolis eyeshadow palette. I've wanted this for a while. I was bouncing back and forth in between this one and the gold palette before I bought the gold palette. I don't know, I just heard really mixed reviews on this palette. Some people, like, die over this palette, and then there's other people that just really think that it's not worth the money. And I think I heard more positive things about the gold palette than I did this one, so I opted for the gold palette. But this one's still kind of like on my radar. I might pick it up one day. I'm not really too sure. Okay, so next up on my list here is the Hourglass Vanish'D Airbrush Concealer in the shade Birch. Again, this is something that I've wanted to try for a little while now, and I just haven't done it yet. I haven't tried it yet. I'm kind of a little bit of a concealer fiend. That's pretty much with any makeup product, so I really can't use it as an excuse, but I really enjoy concealer. I'm somebody that struggles with dark circles underneath my eyes, so I like finding a good concealer, and I've heard good things about this one. I've heard good things from Alicia from Kinky Sweat and several others, so maybe one day, but not right now. Alright, so next up on my list is the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. So this is something that immediately caught my eye when it released. It just has beautiful sunrise shades in it. Very pretty color story. I do have like the knockoff palette for this from Alter Ego, and it's actually really good. So I can only imagine if I think that's good, how wonderful and fantastic this would be. So this is definitely something that if it ever goes on sale, I might consider grabbing it. But for right now, the dupe palette is working just fine. I know people have their opinions on dupe palettes, and I get it. You know, it's not cool. They're ripping off, you know, concepts and ideas. But it's a hell of a lot cheaper, and it's working. Okay, next up on my little list here is the Dior Skin Nude Luminizer in Pink Glow. I actually do have this highlighter in Rose Glow, which is a darker pink, and it is stunning. It's a little bit too dark, but not enough so where like I can't wear it, because I definitely still do. But I love this highlighter so much that I would love to have more. That is it. That is my $1,000 Sephora cart. So is there anything in my shopping cart that you guys have also thought about picking up, or is it stuff that you already have? I would love to know. Make sure you guys leave me some feedback down below in the comments. I love talking to you guys. So thank you to Emily Noel for creating this tag video. I think that it's such a fun thing to do. It's a good video idea. I think it's interesting to see like what other people would buy if money was not a deciding factor. I think a lot of us would pick, well, obviously we would pick way different things than what we already do. So that's going to wrap up this video. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button. Become part of my little YouTube family if you're not already subscribed. I would love to have you stick around. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.